next year with, or is that just you have people who do it and it's more investment and not investment, but
Yeah.
you
No,
know
I mean I'll
just
be very involved in it, but I think we'll have good people in place to take care of the majority of it. So, um, I don't think it'll be much more than it was this year just for the midweek stuff that we had going.
So what is the vision for how those two will merge, and like, is it all going to be just one big expanded schedule, or how will that work?
I don't know. I mean, we're still trying to piece together our schedule, and you haven't seen obviously what the Outlaws have for their schedule, but you know, we still want we want the best for the sport. We wouldn't have gotten this series if we didn't want what's best for the sport. So um, it's hard to predict the future and how that's going to look, but I love dirt track racing. That's my whole goal of this is just to continue to grow it and get it to a place where I feel like it deserves to be and where the teams and drivers can make a good living. So yeah, I mean we'll see kind of how it all shakes out. I don't think any of us really know at this point, but um, I do know I want the best for the sport, just like we all do.
So is it? I mean, I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but is it a situation where you buy it and then try to figure out everything later, like the details later, kind of thing? Because I don't really understand why. Because like High Limit had such a short schedule, and you could do the bigger purse because that. Like, I assume you won't be able to just keep throwing huge money out there for a long season like the All Stars have. Is that?
Well, I mean, our goal is to definitely raise the purses. So that's I think anytime you buy something, you want to make it better or more lucrative for the teams and stuff. So yeah, that's our goal. I think there's more risk for sure on our end with a much larger schedule that we'll hopefully have. But again, I just Brad and I and everybody involved in High Limit want the best for the sport of sprint car racing, and I think our goal is to definitely put it there.
How many races do you anticipate? I mean, just ballpark. I mean, do you look to expand All-Star schedule or keep it about what it's been at?
I don't know. Like I said, we were still working through this schedule. I was with Brad for a couple days this week, and he's been on the phone a lot, and we have. I mean, it's changed so much. It changes daily. The schedule or what we would like it to look like. So even number of races, all that. So I don't really have a good answer for you, but it'll be bigger than 11 races.
I'm also curious because I'm a person who likes to tune in during the week, and it is so entertaining to have either your series or All Stars World, whatever's in the middle of the week. Is that kind of something, since it's pretty much a wide open canvas, that you hope to capitalize on?
Well, yeah, I mean, whatever our full schedule ends up being, I think that is the priority of ours is to maintain the midweek stuff. Whether I don't know the exact number of it. I don't know if it'll be 12 or 6 or 8 or more. But the more midweek races we have, the more opportunity I have to race. So yeah, and the viewership and the midweek stuff's been really good. So yeah, that for sure is a priority of ours, and it's just difficult. It's just difficult trying to put a schedule together and make it logistically make sense for everybody.
Kyle, when you were coming up in the development program, even with Toyota, you got with Keith Coons, and I'm just curious how impactful that period was and what that meant to drive for him and that group and what that did for your career at that point.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, that was 2011 when I started racing for Keith and Pete, and yeah, I mean, obviously it was huge for my career because they helped get me out of California, kind of get me more on the national scene, and getting my name out there, and we had a great season, winning a lot of big races that year, not only in the midget, but the Silver Crown car and some non-wing sprint car races, some wing sprint car races that year. Picked up an outlaw win. But yeah, I think without Keith and Pete, my name maybe would have taken longer to get there, and who knows where I would be today without them. So yeah, they've been big for my career, big for a lot of drivers' careers. Christopher, a number of people, Brian Clausen, so many drivers. So and they continue to put a big effort into their team.
What is it? The idea that two guys racing for the championship next week came from that particular program, and that's you don't see something like that happen too often.
Yeah, no, I hadn't thought about that. We were raced together for a handful of years, and yeah, I think it probably makes Keith and Pete very proud, and everybody involved in the operation back when we were running for them. So yeah, it's pretty neat that two dirt guys are locked in and going to race for a championship in Phoenix. So hopefully one of us two can get it and make the dirt world proud.
You mentioned not being nervous for next week. Is that a good thing? Is that a good thing that you guys are able to kind of keep things lighthearted going into the week and not really worry too much?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I might get nervous, so I'm not saying I won't be nervous, but I know there will be some nerves regardless. So, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, it means more, that race, but it's still another race, and you don't technically have to win the race to win the championship. So you just want to do a good enough job to keep yourself in contention, not make any mistakes, and hopefully be there at the end like we were in 21.
Is there anything that you can work on this week that could translate into next week?
Here at Martinsville, yeah, I mean, sure, 3 and 4 at Phoenix is a sharper corner, so I mean, maybe there's some technique stuff, maybe there's some car stuff. I don't know anything about the race cars, but a good finish would help. Confidence, momentum, always. I think that's the most important piece.
Did you work on Phoenix in the sim this week?
I don't get in the sim. You guys ask me about the sim all the time. I don't ever get in the sim. I had to get in the sim this week for post homestead stuff, but no, I don't ever get in the sim.
So you won't even for
No, why? It's just gonna screw me up.
I don't know.
Wait, so you don't typically do that?
I don't ever get in the sim.
Is that just because of comfort, or is that just you don't?
I'm not comfortable with it. I feel like when I get in it, I'm relearning how to drive. Like, it doesn't feel like a cup car to me. So yeah, it's just other drivers, they live by it. It just doesn't suit my driving style, I guess, or my eyes and my brain and my butt. So I get frustrated more than anything in there, and I don't learn anything, and then I go to the track and second guess everything. So that's why I don't use it.
Did you get in the sim for the McLaren?
Yeah, but that was a new situation, and you guys would all probably assume that a simulator feels like real, but it didn't.
Yeah. Can I rephrase this? Have you watched any? Have you done any Phoenix prep?
Yeah, I
videos
watched
and stuff?
a lot of video from this spring and last fall. Yes, I got pretty deep into studying this week for sure. Looking at data and video and all that.
How long did it take you to get over last weekend? Were you over it by the time you left the track?
I was, yeah. Once Cliff and I got to talk, about all of it, the second stage and then even the pit road stuff, I was good, he was good, all that. So, yeah, no, it was good just to kind of talk about it and get on the same page, and then move on from it and look forward to this weekend.
How does it provide that comfort in terms of like a leader? I know he talks about, hey, he tries to view himself as one of the guys, but as a crew chief, you're still the coach or the kind of leader. You weren't feeling well in that situation. Obviously, you walk away feeling a lot better. How does he help you, and how does he make you feel, I guess, the confidence in bad situations or situations you're not as pleased with yourself?
Well, I think in that situation we made each other feel better, because he was really mad at me, and I was really mad at myself. And then once we got to kind of talk about, and really not even the pit road stuff, like everybody looks at pit road stuff, but just the way that the second stage played out, and the disagreement that he had with how I played that stage out. Once I got to talk to him and kind of fill him in on what I was seeing, what I was dealing with cars around me. I think he opened his mind to, okay, I can see what you saw now, and that really helped things. And then the pit road stuff, there was a lot to learn from that. I made a mistake, but I don't necessarily think it was as big a mistake as what TV looked like. But there was a lot to learn from it. Like, we all didn't realize that I was a second faster than him on the previous 2, pit stops. So I think looking forward now, that'll be a piece of communication to me, like on how I rank compared to people, and I can know what to expect. If I'd have known I was a second faster, I would have tried to go a second and a half faster than he did that time, and run in the back of him. So,
but how much is maybe too much information? Because okay, that sounds like it's something that Cliff now will provide you if in the right situation. But how much can it be too much information for a driver? Because you got other things to worry about.
Yeah, but I mean, I think for that place, like, you have time to kind of soak it all in. So I don't think I think that's good information. So I don't think that that would be bad information. I've yet to hear it in the race, so maybe it would get annoying if I heard it in the race. But yeah, they always tell me kind of how I rank after a green flag stop. But yeah, they don't really tell me. I've never heard how I've ranked to a guy in front of me on the track. So yeah, that would have really helped me then. So like I said, there was just shitty situation, but there was a lot to be learned from us and our team. To not have that happen next time and to still maximize like I did, but have a little bit better expectation of what they might be doing in front of me, so I can time it to get to their bumper rather than run through their bumper.
Better to learn Homestead than Phoenix.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
Do you think that there's an influx of dirt guys coming over to NASCAR, obviously yourself, with the purses getting bigger in dirt? Will we see less people come over here, do you think? Or do you think that has nothing to do with it at all?
I don't think that has anything to do with it, personally. I mean, I'd have to think about it some more, but, if you could tell somebody they can make, $3 million versus $500,000, which both, are very, very comfortable living, they're going to take the $3 million all day. And, I mean, there's a lot of drivers not making $3 million in the Cup Series, but, the style of living is a lot nicer. So, no, and two, I mean, you want to race in, like, the top form of American auto racing, and that's what the NASCAR Cup Series is. So, I think you could go to Donnie Schatz and, present him with the 5 Cup car, and he's probably going to take that, So, nobody's going to turn it down.
Just bringing more money into dirt offer maybe a better path to IndyCar, because would this have been your first choice? I mean, I know Schrader wanted to go, full out USAC to IndyCar, but this was the choice at the time. I mean,
well, I think there was more ovals back then. I don't really think you could take a USAC midget guy or a wing sprint car guy and go IndyCar racing anymore. It's too foreign, in my opinion. So yeah, I don't see that happening.
You mean foreign from the standpoint of tracks?
Yeah, like foreign from the driving style and tracks and all that. Yeah, I don't think any. Again, I don't think they would turn it down, but I don't see that ever being an opportunity for somebody to go from USAC. Only if they had maybe a karting background. I just don't see it happening.
This is Blaine Perkins, driver of the number 9 Raceline Wheels CR7 Motorsports Chevy. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also check out one of those 2 videos beside me. Visit frontstretch.com for more racing content.